We're back for another round. Remember we were going to call this that, and then we kind of forgot that.
Well, we were calling it a second round. That's right, but we don't say that anymore.
Well, we just did.
We did. So we brought it back. But that's the downside of doing it once a month, too. I think we forget about our consistencies.
Yeah,
you know?
That's why we hired this PR person who's now in the room with, well, it's a PR team, frankly, who's in the room now with our lawyers. Yeah, reminding. They held up a whiteboard thing, or like an SNL card, and it said, remember second round. Like super stressed out. Yep. They're on 2 cell phones at once.
They were. And then it was like musical guest. Mac DeMarco.
Mac DeMarco. And your host, Bad Bunny. I don't know why Bad Bunny would host if Mac DeMarco was the guest, the musical guest.
Right. There's not a ton of overlap there, but they might have performed together in the past. We don't know.
That sounds like a really fun collaboration.
I'd go.
Bad Bunny and Mac DeMarco. We got
What's
hard
going
seltzers
on, Joey?
Today, Nicholas.
Okay.
We got hard seltzers today. And by today, sometimes we mean the duration of this record. And then you and I, as soon as it says stop, I stand up, I walk out of the recording studio. We don't even say bye.
Right.
Not even on terms to say that. However,
this is a business relationship.
Yeah, our new PR firm told us it'd be a good idea to go to a Kenny Chesney concert tonight, so we're going to the Chesney show.
That's right.
Here in Seattle.
It'll be fun. It's at the football stadium.
He's got 3 openers.
It's a big deal.
He's got Uncle Cracker.
Yes.
What's her name?
Megan Maroney.
Megan Maroney.
Famously.
And then Zach Brown Band and Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
And my goal is to continue to drink exclusively what we're drinking today on the show, which is black cherry versions of very popular hard seltzer brands. Are you excited, Nicholas?
That's an exciting one. Hard seltzers are a big part of my life now.
Yeah.
And I was telling you before the show, I'm excited about the cherry because it's one I usually don't like, but there are certain brands where I do like their take on cherry flavored things. So I really hope I can find one I love today.
I hope you do too. And actually, we have some concepts and segments in place to ensure that you do. That's the Glock guarantee.
All right.
And now we've had some snafus. Are we sure we're still recording here? Your phone's gone dark. We've had some recording snafus.
We are recording.
Nick dropped the mic right away.
Thing went flying across the room.
We're
recording.
We have these new sort of puck discs. Let me get a picture of our new puck discs. Ooh, Nick's soft maxing there for the camera.
I should have done it.
Okay, so the seltzers we have, very popular varieties. Anyone listening will find this at any grocery store, or probably gas station for that matter. We have White Claw hard seltzer. We have Topo Chico's hard seltzer. We have Bud Light's hard seltzer. And we have High Noon's vodka seltzer, which is still hard seltzer. We'll touch on that when we get to it.
Oh, I got some thoughts.
And we are trying what I think is my favorite variety, and Nicholas has informed me is his least favorite variety.
Yes.
Which is the black cherry versions of all these. So
I was just taking pictures of Joey with my iPad, which always feels like a ridiculous act.
It's a dad move for sure.
Yeah, the dad pad up there.
Not only is it an iPad, it's an iPad with a big bulky case and the Apple Pencil on
which I almost never use, but I got it locked and loaded just in case.
Hey,
I write the next great American novel on my iPad.
With handwriting.
Handwriting, yeah.
I had no intention of buying a pencil for my iPad.
Okay.
And then I got this case with a keyboard because I kind of use it for work a little bit.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I really like it, but purely because this case has a little slot and holder for where a pencil should go. I've been thinking about buying one. I don't even want one, but I just want to put one in this little.
There. Wow. It feels good to have one, I will say. It feels good.
We'll wait for tax day for the refund to come in. I'll pause here. I'll say, that's pretty good.
No, I'm a proud
picture.
Dad. I'm showing Joey the picture.
My cat.
It's a great picture. Michael Jackson album on the wall.
Yep.
Wow. And the cat in the background.
And my grandpa's bird feeder sculptures that he always made. It was great.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the seltzers. High Noon, Bud Light, and White Claw are all refer to their black cherry flavor as black cherry.
Okay.
Topo Chico refers to it as Oasis Cherry. Now, I'm honestly not even sure if that is black cherry, but it's the same color
yeah,
of
exact
purple
same color
that all brands have decided to use for this. So before we start, and this is important because this is going to come into play in a segment very soon. You're looking at the 4. I'm assuming you've had all 4. What would you say is your favorite brand, what do you believe you'll like the most,
brand.
and what will you like the least? Sure, of the black cherry, given that they're all black cherry, which one do you think you'll prefer the most, and which one do you think you'll prefer the least?
Yeah, so basing off of other flavors I've had from these same brands,
Yep.
I think High Noon I've had good experiences with.
Yep.
The flavors feel more natural in some way than maybe the Bud Light seltzer has. I'm curious to try the Topo Chico one because I think I've probably had the black cherry, all three of the four besides Topo Chico. So I'm excited to try that one because in general I like Topo Chico flavors, particularly their margarita pack of their hard seltzers. I think they do a good job with the flavors. So
you're excited.
My guess is High Noon is going to be my favorite, but I'm excited for Topo Chico as a dark horse. Dark cherry horse.
As the dark cherry horse. And then what do you think your least favorite will be between White Claw and Bud Light Seltzer?
Probably Bud Light Seltzer.
I think I'd go with the exact thing you said. Maybe I would go Topo Chico, I think will be my favorite. I also think Bud Light Seltzer will be the worst. One note on High Noon, as we mentioned, it is different in that it's a vodka seltzer.
Yeah. So
I'm going to read this. I've done my research here today.
Yes.
After
PR team handed him his booklet of research.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys can go over that. There's 10 of them. Hired a team of 10. They each make 6 figures. So the High Noon makes ready-to-drink hard seltzers from vodka, which differentiates itself from these other 3 brands that use fermented cane sugar or malted barley instead of vodka.
Yep.
So I say, to the hell with it all. Should we start with what we think will be the worst and get to the best?
I think it could be random, right?
Random, huh?
Random. I'm feeling a little random. I'm so random.
Randy Random.
Call me
Here's my
random.
random. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
I think I was pointing at White Claw.
White Claw? Okay.
I closed my eyes there and I pointed wildly in different directions.
It was a ton of fun. I should have gotten a picture. Do it again. All right, my iPad.
Well,
there it is.
There it is. Okay, so we're going to start with the White Claw Black Cherry. This is a classic summer drink.
It is.
2 grams of carbs, 100 calories. Now we have 5% ABV for White Claw. Made pure.
It's made pure. The Aloha way.
It's not tainted. So here, let's get this.
Yeah, how much are we going to try to pregame the Kenny show?
I'm just giving us
keeping
tastes.
it light.
And
I think that's smart.
If we wanted to go more, we can.
Oh, wow.
It's there. Cheers.
The smell hits you right away.
It does. Very cherry-y.
You don't love it.
It's really subtle.
It's pretty subtle, and then I feel like when it gets to the back of my mouth, I get this like cherry burn almost. It's like the acid of a cherry is what's being used to flavor this.
Well, it's because it's made pure, Nick.
Not my favorite cherry flavor, I will say. But White Claw.
I'm getting another picture.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead. White Claw.
I just stopped my entire thought process there. It was paparazzi's here taking a shot, and I'm going to stop. Forgetting it was a podcast. White Claw in general, they're kind of the oldest one of these 4, I believe.
Yeah.
In terms of making hard drinks.
Well, they sort of set the standard for or not set the standard, but created this hard seltzer revolution in approximately 2020, to be honest.
Wow, when it really took off.
All of these have been behind, but White Claw grew 600% from 2019 to 2020.
Wow.
So
they also talk about their cold wave filtration and iconic flavors. This is my favorite part. That taste like freshly picked fruit.
Well,
they don't come from it, but they taste like it.
Yeah, it's made pure. You said it got a little acidity on your tongue.
Maybe that's... it's like the aftertaste, though, is very artificial tasting to me. It tastes like a, cherry dum-dum, little sucker thing.
Yeah, Jolly Rancher kind of flavor.
Exactly.
That's a bad seltzer, and when you have a big, a ton of them, you get too much of that film on your tongue.
Yes. And when you are at a baseball game and buy the 28-ounce one.
Well, we're going to go to Kenny Chesney tonight. You can bet your ass I'll have a 28-ounce. Well, I don't know if they carry White Claws or what the brand is. I'm sure there'll be a few.
They have that flat one, the Happy Thursdays or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
You heard of that?
Flat hard seltzer.
Flat, yeah.
I love flat seltzer.
Hard seltzer would
That's
be
always the thing I'm looking for. Is like, I want a seltzer that where like you open the can and then put it in the fridge for a week. I want it to taste like that.
And could you make it warm
seltzer.
as I'm standing in 90-degree weather with 28 ounces of it?
I want to buy it in the 4th inning, and by the 6th inning, it's hot.
Yes.
All right. Well, White Claw, meh.
I've got my thoughts. Yeah, I've got my thoughts. Let's just say that.
Maybe we want to balance this now, since we think this is pure.
Oh, wow.
With our Parable of Terrible. I have here some black cherries. So here we go.
Let's do it.
I didn't really bring a place for the pit. I'll be right back.
I'm in the pits.
Okay.
That is the only downside of cherries is getting the pit taken care of. But it's cherry season here in Washington, and it's been incredible.
They're ripe. They're delicious. We're recording this in basically mid-July.
Yes, we could have talked about that. Do you, in general, like cherries and cherry-flavored
cherries.
things?
Yes. I love real cherries. I love cherry desserts, like a cherry pie.
Same.
And I even like the artificial flavor cherry pretty much the most.
Okay.
Like in a fucking, I don't know if Gatorade has cherry, but just I gravitate towards cherry.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. They have a black cherry, I think. But okay, yeah, I love real cherries for sure. And dried cherries too. Cherry juice.
Cherry juice?
Cherry juice, yeah.
That I've never had. That
It's supposed to like subtly help you sleep better. I think it like has melatonin in it naturally or something like that, or it helps produce melatonin naturally.
Wow.
Something like that.
Is this a neurotropics thing?
Yeah, yeah. I got some doctors also on retainer here in the room with us that prescribed that for my insomnia.
The lawyers on retainer, the PR team on retainer, the doctors on retainer is something that I have a finance guy on retainer for cold cans, and he's questioning the 4 doctors you keep.
Well, it's funny because my doctors have had some questions about the finance guy as well.
Oh, really? And they are brothers.
Yeah. It's a real family shop they have over there. We had to use them.
It's Dr. Oz.
His brother.
Let's prank Oz.
There we go.
Okay, I'm going to do the random generator. You tell me to stop.
Stop.
I think that's Bud Light.
That was Bud Light. Ugh.
Here we go. So we're starting from the bottom. Bud Light seltzer. So Bud Light, I want to say, is a little bit late to the game,
That's
right?
great.
With
Yeah, I mean, late in terms of when White Claw first came out, but I think they started doing their hard seltzer line in a big way.
Yeah.
Like from the jump when they like started doing it because they were trying to catch up. And so since then they've been pretty well established.
And then they
while
went
these
much
other
bigger.
things have come in that time.
Yeah, you're right. They went into wackadoo flavors too.
You're right.
I hate the smell of this.
Oof.
It smells like poop.
It's not very good. It's also not very carbonated compared to the White Claw.
It's really not. So this one's also 100 calories, also 5% ABV.
They really were doing like a clone of White Claw, basically.
Well, 1 gram of carb.
This
to
says
2 grams of carbs
2 gram carb.
in White Claw.
More
Less
sugar.
carb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this have artificial sweetener in it? Yeah, sucralose.
Great. I think I'd prefer that, though. I don't like the smell because it smells like poop.
The smell's weird. There's something weird going on here. Because it's flat.
I bought those 3 hours
You've
ago.
been had before by the Safeway folks, though.
The goddamn Safeway.
And there's not a date on it, so I don't know. But
You think it's rancid?
I don't think it's rancid. I actually like the mouthfeel of it. It's like very lightly carbonated, which I like.
And it didn't
because the
give me
White
that
Claw's
film.
like fizz. Yeah, it doesn't have a film.
It's better than the White Claw.
That's a bummer. And it's surprising.
It's shocking. But you can't smell too much. Like if you're out at like a float or you're at a barbecue, don't sit there with your fucking nose dug in these Bud Light seltzers. Just guzzle it down.
Oh, that's why mine's flat, because I was swirling it and sniffing it for 2 minutes.
Spitting into a spittoon just to get the taste.
I don't mind that. I think it is above White Claw.
It's actually rock solid. That's crazy.
That's too bad.
Wow.
Bud Light's done it again.
You done it again, Bud Light.
It's the sucralose gets me every time.
Okay, we're down to 2.
Stop. High Noon.
High Noon is the next one up. So, as we mentioned, High Noon, different variety, vodka-based.
My thing on this. In the place we live, I don't know if this is true everywhere, but where we live, there is an added tax on bottled liquor.
Yes.
And so, or canned.
I had a segment planned on this.
Oh, okay. That was the only thing I was going to say about this. I've bought High Noons before here, and it becomes like double the price once they ring it up.
So it is 100 calories. It's 4.5% ABV. It's actually less ABV than these other two. And you pay, this pack I got was $19.99, and the total price when I rang it up was $36.99. I paid $36 for, I think, 8 High Noons.
It's crazy. And
Fucking
these shouldn't
insane.
exist in Washington State because you're paying for the volume overall, I believe, of the beverage.
Right.
Not of like what the alcohol is in it.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
it says vodka on the label, and so they're like, well, we're taxing the ever-living God out of you.
You've bought 48 ounces of vodka in their eyes, like if you buy a 4-pack. Ooh. So this has a little color to it for people at home. That's the difference there. Yep. Which fits in my vibe of High Noon is that they do like actual juices of fruit.
Yeah, so the first two were just clear seltzer waters.
Yep.
With artificial flavoring. High Noon, I'm sure, still has artificial flavoring, but does have a little rosé pink kind of hue going on.
It is pretty. And for what it's worth, it does say no artificial flavors, no high fructose, corn syrup.
So it is a better taste to me. Juicier.
Yeah. I think it's nicer. The carbonation level too is nice. It's a little bit more than the Bud Light one, but I would say surprisingly subtle as well.
Also
Flavor-wise.
subtle. Yeah. All three have been subtle, except White Claw at the end was suddenly not subtle. It was there in your face.
Right. Suddenly Susan at the end.
Suddenly Susan at the end. Yeah, you're right about that, Nick.
That's a show, right?
Suddenly Susan is a show?
Let's look it up.
What is the premise of Suddenly
It's an American
Susan?
sitcom. Here we go.
Hold on. Can I guess?
Sure.
Suddenly Susan. The premise? She just appeared one day. in like the house this family took her in, and antics ensued.
Not really very
Can
close.
I get one more guess?
Sure.
She's a clone.
Susan Keene, played by Brooke Shields, is a beautiful magazine writer whose weekly column, Suddenly Susan, reflects her struggles as a single woman in San Francisco after abruptly leaving her fiancé at the altar.
Wow.
And there's more, but I'll leave that up to the imagination.
Is it a show?
Starring, there were 4 seasons of it apparently. Kathy Griffin's in it. Brooke Shields, Nestor Carbonell, who's big Lost dude.
Love Nestor. Great eyebrows on Nestor Carbonell.
He's great.
He looks like he's wearing mascara.
Yeah.
He's got like super, super dark eyes.
Yep.
Beautiful man.
And that's Suddenly Susan.
Nestor Carbonell plays the mayor of Gotham in, I want to say, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes, it does. And
mayor,
he's in the office, and he's talking with Harvey, and the Batman is hung or something, and it slap, bang, bangs on the window, and they jump.
Yep.
All right. So
You took me right there to that moment.
you prefer then the hard noon?
It's been a hard noon. I think so, but not with a bullet.
noon.
Not with a bullet, certainly.
Okay, so you'd tier these two together, Hard Noon and Bud Light Seltzer. High Noon, I didn't mean to do that. High Noon and Bud Light Seltzer, and then White Claw's somewhere over there.
I think so.
Okay, wow. It's good.
It is good, yeah.
It's juicier.
It's
Okay.
refreshing, and the flavor is nice, but I expected more, to be honest.
Me too, to be honest. And I'd like to be honest with you.
I would love to be honest.
All right,
but I
last
can't.
one. This is Topo Chico's, not black cherry, but Oasis cherry. Now we're talking about 100 calories, same as the others, 2 grams of sugar. They call it sugar, not carbs. That's interesting.
Okay.
So everyone else has referred to it as carbs. Topo Chico refers to it as sugar.
On the branding, not on the nutrition facts.
Yeah,
you're
on the
saying.
nutrition they all say sugar, but in the brand, actually, like the copy, they call it sugar. And then this one is 4.7% ABV.
Okay. Their website, for what it's worth, it doesn't insinuate that it's anything besides cherry. It says Oasis Cherry is Topo Chico Hard Seltzer's twist on the popular flavor, featuring a fruity cherry aroma with a sweet, crisp cherry flavor and refreshing finish.
Cherry aroma with a cherry flavor?
With the cherry flavor.
So it's not
And
cherry,
finish.
but it is, yeah.
Ooh. It is different.
Ooh, I like that. With smell? Ooh.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad, he says. He hates
Kind of
it.
smells like a candle to me.
Well, yeah. All these you could kind of make that argument.
You could.
Besides
This one
Light
more.
would be a fart candle.
The worst kind.
Yeah.
It's usually when I'm lighting a candle to get rid of the thing, you know?
The worst is when you lay down a big fart and then you accidentally light your fart candle. Oh, what have we done?
Well,
Oh, brother, I always say to Devin, I go, oh, brother, I lit the fart candle.
oh, brother, we're fart thou.
Yeah, she loves when I say
That's all I could
brother.
muster today. Not on my A game. All I could get was, oh, brother, where fart thou.
That is
I'm
your
sorry.
A-game.
I'm sorry about that. It's okay. Well, then I need to adjust my expectations around my own performance, and that's okay, too.
No, you're on your
Coming to
A-game.
the end of my career.
Do you think you need a little booze in you? Are you... What's going on?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, I was talking about having... Do you think I'm on my A-game? I said I accidentally light my fart candles after I fart, and I say, oh, brother. That's interesting and
I think
funny.
that's pretty good, yeah.
It's not pretty good. Because why would you have fart candles? It's not like the Harry Potter jelly beans where you like, I bought the candle pack. This one smells like dead bodies. Oh,
That
no.
probably exists.
If it doesn't, that's a
Novelty.
business opportunity. PR, write that down.
Yep, that it was me that said it first, actually.
Get our engineers on it. We have 150 engineers on retainer.
Most of them mechanical engineers, well, not even audio engineers.
No
Don't ask
audio
why.
engineers. It's still Matt on the ones and twos who's unpaid.
Okay.
Matt, you want to get on mic for a second? Don't.
Caught it.
Don't. Cut him out. He said some offensive things.
Yep.
So, hold on. Topo. Where'd you put that? You liked it?
I got to do a little bit more.
Oh, now Mr. Randy is in town. Randy Foreplay.
Oh, should we get into that?
We should talk about Randy Foreplay a little bit, shouldn't we?
We could hint at it, seductively hint at it, like
That's
Randy would
something
like.
Randy would say. So while Nick drinks this, we played.
It's nice.
We played a role playing game last. We do some role play.
Yeah.
Last winter.
Look, when the mics are off and the doors are closed, we do some role play.
Last winter, we played a game. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but instead of fantasy stuff, it's like an X-Files environment. So you have like agents and you deal with the paranormal. And
Yep.
Nick's character is Randy Foreplay, and he has incredible charisma, tries to sort of talk his way and other actions his way into and out of scenarios.
I'm rizzed up.
He's pure Riz. FRFR. Is that our
It's fun.
Is that our Gen Alpha corner?
That's the new FRFR. Yeah, sure.
You're pure Riz.
Yeah. Riz is probably on the way out too, because if I know, about it at this point, it's gone.
Then you don't have because you don't have Riz
Right.
whatsoever. But Randy Foreplay. on the
Randy
other
Foreplay
hand-
does. That's why I like to play roles. I can be someone outside of my normal self.
I know.
I can transcend my normal boundaries and
That's why
limitations and add what is it in
Delta Green.
insufficiencies? No,
Inadequacies.
inadequacies. Thank you.
You got there.
See, even my vocabulary is inadequate.
No, it's Kenny Chesney Day. You don't need to have some robust vocabulary under your belt. You just need no shoes, no shirt, no problem.
That's right. That's right. That's what Randy's Foreplay says too.
That's
Play
what
Delta
Foreplay
Green.
says.
Yeah, people go play Delta Green if you like role playing stuff. It is a ton of fun.
You need Dungeon
And we had
Master, but go play it.
We had a lovely Dungeon Master in Joseph H. Glock,
Wow, thank you for saying
and you
that.
did a great job.
I had sound effects. I played.
You
Kid
were the
Cudi at
master
one
of my
point.
dungeon.
Always am. All right, are you ready for the Seltzer quiz?
Is it time for a segment? Quiz me.
4 quiz questions I propose. Must you answer? Nobody knows. Number 1. Now, if you get all 4 of these correct, I will give you $10 million. If you get 0 of them correct, it's probably what you'll get, because this is a hard one. Number 1, the category is Topo Chico.
Okay.
Hola, amigo. Topo Chico has been bottled at the source in Monterrey, Mexico since 1895. Americans have been enjoying the import for more than 100 years. But don't call former President Donald Trump a fan. Under Trump's administration, The U.S. government had a zero-tolerance policy that allowed authorities to deport adults who crossed the border illegally, and in some cases, parents were deported back to their home countries without their children, who were placed in government custody. Donald Trump, of course, lost the election in 2020, then led a broad effort to illegally overturn the democratic process and stay in office. In fact, he's facing felony charges for leading a criminal racketeering enterprise in which he and all other defendants knowingly and willfully joined a conspiracy to unlawfully change the outcome of the 2020 election in Georgia. In this Georgia case, Nicholas, how many felony accounts does Donald Trump face?
Felony counts does Trump face in Georgia? Wow. Well, there's being a bad guy. That's one of them.
You got it.
Can I pour you a little bit more? I really don't know, because I know he called Raffensperger, whatever, the state.
That's right.
Or Secretary of State or whatever.
I wouldn't try to iterate through them. That's my little hint. I wouldn't try to count them.
Oh. 0.
Wrong. Donald Trump faces 10 felony counts. On to question 2. White Claw is the category, all right, Nicholas? White Claw.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. No laws when you're drinking claws.
You know.
White Claw really kicked off the seltzer boom in the U.S. In the summer of 2019, it was reported that White Claw accounted for over half of all total hard seltzer sales in the U.S. The following year, volume sales of White Claw grew 275% over the year prior.
Wow.
This gave White Claw's parent company, the Mark Anthony Group, quite the political sway. So much so that in 2021, U.S. Customs and Border Protection sought to reclassify White Claw in the harmonized tariff schedule of the U.S. when importing the product. Previously classified as beer, to which no tariffs apply, CBP felt the beverage belonged to the category of other fermented beverages, to which tariffs do apply. Reasons cited were that White Claw does not have the taste, aroma, character, or appearance of beer, is not named beer, and importantly, is not sold or marketed as beer. This reclassification was made final on June 2nd, 2021, and took effect on August 1st, 2021. All that said, former President Donald Trump was busy in 2021. He's involved in an active legal case against him related to the events of January 6th, when, in the midst of his efforts to retain power after the 2020 election and illegally reverse the results, he led a coordinated attack on the Capitol where hundreds of his followers broke into the building, asserting their goal was to publicly kill active members of Congress. Nicholas, how many felony accounts does Donald Trump face for this January 6th act?
Is it felony accounts or counts?
Counts. I think I accidentally said accounts.
Just want to get that out there. I think I see what's going on here.
There's no pattern. I'm just asking this White Claw question.
No, it's good to, don't forget your history. He's facing simply 26 accounts.
This time only 4 felony counts.
Got it.
Okay, 2 more questions. Bear with me. I promise these ones, it's not as grim.
I think I trust you.
Do you trust me?
I do.
This one is about Bud Light Seltzer.
Okay.
You can trust me in this. Here we go. Bud Wise. Bud Light Seltzer is part of a growing portfolio of Bud Light products. Despite the 2023 controversy centered around a marketing partnership with influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan shared sponsored sponsorship in this year featuring Bud Light on their social media platforms, and it led to significant backlash from some consumers and public figures, such as Kid Rock and former President Donald Trump. Trump found time for this criticism despite being embroiled in a legal case, as in early 2022, the National Archives and Records Administration discovered he'd taken several boxes of documents, including classified materials, to his Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida, where he routinely throws parties and events for celebrities, business leaders, and government lobbyists. These documents included sensitive information related to military operations, nuclear capabilities, and the identities of top secret information sources. How many felony accounts, Nicholas, does Donald Trump face for this act?
How many calories are there in Bud Light? So let's
that would give you a hint.
91.
Almost 40 felony accounts. And our last question. This one, I know some of them had tended towards one type of category.
Okay, we're straightening it back out.
So this is the last
topic
one.
Here.
I promise. Okay. This one is high noon related. So how could I do anything but? High noon. Ready?
I'm ready.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Oh, God.
High Noon sure is unique. By packaging their drink using vodka with fruit juice in the form of 4.5% ABV ready-to-drink canned hard seltzer, they differentiate themselves from competing hard seltzer brands that use cane sugar. How else do they differentiate? Well, one other method is partnering with sports media company Barstool Sports since May 2020, being integrated across several Barstool Sports programs and being personally endorsed by Barstool founder Dave Portnoy. Portnoy is a huge fan of former President Donald Trump. He interviewed him and in March 2023 said that anyone who'd go after Trump for hush money payments is a political pawn and can't be trusted. Of course, old Dave's referring to the case against Trump regarding hush money, centered on his orchestrated payments to silence a Playboy model and an explicit porn star who he had extramarital sex with, prompting a nation to briefly picture Donald Trump having sex. How many felony counts was Donald Trump convicted for this act?
Oh, yeah, I should know that when I watch the stuff. But I don't. 9.
34. So just to wrap things up, the Supreme Court ruled Donald Trump's entitled to immunity from prosecution of all 88 felony counts across these 4 criminal cases, and he is the leading candidate to win the next presidential election in 2024. Thank you for taking, Nicholas, the hard seltzer quiz.
It was such a pleasure, and it makes me very excited.
Okay.
What's next? What do we have next?
I have a very unique segment for you.
Sexy and unique segments coming up.
You, at the beginning of the show, believed that your favorite was a hard seltzer was going to be High Noon, and your least favorite was going to be Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to do now a sort of Pepsi challenge
Oh, okay.
for you. I'm going to pour the
taste
High
test.
Noon into one of these cups, and I'm going to pour the Bud Light Seltzer into another one of these cups.
Okay. By the way, on the High Noon vodka-based cocktails thing, it says, I'm reading the tax is on beer and wine is 10 times less than what you pay on like a canned vodka
Really
seltzer.
fucks them up, doesn't it?
Yeah. They shouldn't sell that in Washington.
They really
basically.
shouldn't. They ostensibly have a higher taste and quality product because they're doing this decision, and yet they're paying, well, they're asking their customers to pay
Yeah,
incredible
exactly. Right.
tax on
We're
it.
covering it.
All right. Well, because as you know, High Noon has a bit of color in it, I trust you won't look into the cup when you
trust me.
drink.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to do green first.
green
cup
first. Nick's tickling a green drink.
Okay. That was for sure Bud Light. Yep. I'm going to say yellow cup is High Noon, green cup is Bud Light. Back on the winner's board, fellas.
You knew right away, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. One sip. Everybody knows the rules.
Oh,
Joey.
no.
That was a fun segment.
Thanks,
a little
buddy.
quick hitter.
Little quick hitter. I wanted to see if it got interesting. We were like, oh shit, I don't know dang difference. But you knew right away. Good on you. You know, you're always
Hey.
good with these kinds of flavors. We've had this argument 100 times about how I think Skittles all taste the same.
Oh, right.
But you have a nice palate for this.
I think it's so easy to tell on these, to be completely honest. But I get that it can be different for people.
This I buy is like super easy to tell. I really
Because like you said, it smells like poop.
yeah,
I
you
smelled. I got
it.
poop right as it came up. I didn't even taste it. And I was like, yes, this is Bud Light.
Yeah, now that we did the poop challenge.
But the taste is, weirdly good.
Yeah, like if you didn't smell, you wouldn't taste anything, I think, with these.
Sure.
That's the whole thing with hard
Yeah.
seltzer. It literally all happens in the smell. So you have a neutral taste. Astute listeners will notice that my wife Devin and our dog Willow have just re-entered the house.
That's right. Applause break.
So Devin, Willow, and Nicholas's
Oh, that's a big shake.
and Alyssa and Tess, your dog, have been out there training. Devin, can we get a
Rocky
real-time
style.
update on how that went?
Pretty good. I'm still on the phone with Alyssa. So
Hi, Alyssa.
Oh, doing walkie-talkie stuff
we're doing
from afar.
walkie-talkie style. Alyssa says hi. Everything went pretty well.
Everything went well.
Willow only lost her mind like 1.5 times in that whole half an hour.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Willow's
Not bad.
super insane around other dogs, and so thank you for bringing Tess over and
Of course.
doing this
Of
little
course.
afternoon training session while
Happy to do it.
we
And-
performed science.
Yes, we do. Kind of doing a little scientific method over here. Sorry. Willow is a very sweet dog.
She is. She's a sweetheart. She's running around right now.
Yes.
All right, let's rank these things and get the hell out of here.
Let's
and get
rank
to the Kenny
'em.
concert.
Is there another segment? Or is that a surprise segment?
These are all the
Pulling the
segments.
hood over.
I
I thought you said they had 3. Did you do 3?
I had the
the
parable
of
with the cherry. I had
That's
the
right.
taste test. That's it.
right.
And
Okay.
So, okay.
Let's rank them.
Let's rank them up. Remember, we have White Claw's Black Cherry. We had that right away. Then we tried Bud Light Seltzers, which we've tried a couple times now. Smells like fart, remember. High Noons. And finally, Topo Chico's Oasis Cherry.
Yep.
Nicholas, as the guest to this episode, I'll give you a chance to rank first.
I'm going to take one little more sip.
Wow. Nick hasn't made up his mind yet.
I've not.
Hi, Willow.
There's a puppy.
So Willow is completely out of breath right now, so you're going to hear her panting.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to go.
Can you go 4-1 for us? Keep the suspense.
I can go 4-1.
Let the listeners edge.
Okay. First, number 4 is White Claw, Black Cherry.
White Claw, the worst.
It's in the dumps.
Wow.
That's the pit. It's the pit of the cherry.
Wow.
Number 3, it's gonna be Bud Light.
Wow.
As it warmed up, I got that second drink of it, and then I think you can really much more taste the artificial sweetener of it, which I didn't love. But the mouthfeel is not bad. The carbonation level is good.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna maybe be a little. Ooh, nice. Yeah, we finished only one of them, so that's somewhat of a sign.
Yeah, that's an indicator.
The High Noon one certainly tastes the most like a real cherry, and then the only thing I was thinking for Topo Chico is it doesn't taste like cherry that much. Like it's sort of a cherry adjacent flavor.
It's a good point.
Which is in its favor for me.
Yep.
Man, this is close actually between Topo Chico and High Noon.
Yeah.
I think I would go with the Topo Chico overall. It's what I want.
Number
The
one?
seltzer. Number 1 is Topo Chico. Number 2 is High Noon. Bud Light, White Claw. How are you looking?
I was finally excited because I don't believe we've disagreed once on this podcast since the second round has taken. I was so excited to be like, gotta disagree with you.
That would have been fun.
Because I was going to tell you that Topo Chico was my number
With fear
one.
for our democracy, I dissent.
I thought for sure that you were going to pick High Noon, but I completely agree with you once again. Topo Chico is my favorite. High Noon. I actually think Bud Light Seltzer had a pretty strong showing. The smell isn't great, but
Right, which is kind of a big deal.
yeah,
Every
good
time
point.
you bring it to your mouth, you're smelling
But in
the
a can,
weirdness. Can
you don't
negates
smell it
that
as
a little
much
bit.
as
That's
the cup.
true. That's
So
true.
there's that.
Which is weird because when I'm around the can, it smells even worse.
Yeah, and when you don't want to smell my cup, my jockstrap. So
That's good. I wasn't expecting.
the White Claw smelled or tasted. The White Claw tasted worse than I thought it was going to taste.
Yeah, agreed. That underperformed. This is like our burger challenge when the Big Mac was number 4 in our.
That's
ranking.
right.
This is what that reminds me of.
That's a good point. I don't think listeners know what the fuck we're talking about, but
We've talked about our burger challenge, I think, but we basically went to the main fast food places, got a
in
burger.
one afternoon,
One afternoon.
got all the
Burger
burgers.
King,
from all of them.
Wendy's, Jack in the Box, and McDonald's.
That's right, and I think Wendy's won.
Wendy's won.
Then
Dave's single.
I
think it was
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. Or did Matt and I talk you into BK number 2?
I think we disagreed. I said Jack in the Box was 2. You and Matt said Burger
the
King
Whopper
was 2.
was 2, yeah.
And then we flipped on 2 and 3, and all of us said that 4 was McDonald's.
We got a very subpar Big Mac, yeah.
4 Big Mac, and
That's what White Claw did here today.
it really did. I thought for sure it'd be in the middle, and Bud Light be the worst. But Bud Light, you did great. Nonetheless, the 2 that I thought would be at the top also flipped in order, but also are just a tier better than the other 2. So you can't go wrong with Topo Chico. You can't go wrong with High Noon. I'd avoid Bud Light Seltzers and White Claws if you have any ability to do so. But if you had to down there, I'd go, if you're slumming, I'd go into the Bud Lights before I'd go into the White Claws.
I think that's right.
Wow. I
did
feel like
it
I
again.
learned something. And you know what? I've been saying for a while that Topo Chicos are my favorite, so I'm happy it actually came out as the best. It is a clean, just nice flavor.
It tastes nice, and I don't know if that's because if it's actually using the same water that is Topo Chico or not. Probably not. That'd probably be way too expensive, but they have something right in the process that makes it, just more refreshing and less artificial tasting. So.
Totally. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like it's actually the only of the 4 of these companies that primarily make seltzers and added liquor to it.
Sure.
The rest of the High Noon's just a new company, so is White Claw, and Bud Light had to figure out how to make seltzers from their alcohol background. So
Right.
Topo, you got to figure it out.
Probably
buddy.
outsourced, right?
Oh,
You know?
Yeah, you're probably right. I did some research. I didn't do that level of research.
Okay, so Bud Light does claim it's 0 sugar. There's not any sugar at all, but there is one
that's
carb.
something. There's one carb, though? Little piece of bread in every one.
Yeah, made with malted rice, though.
Oh, yeah, because Bud Light is a rice beer.
Has some rice in it as well. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny. Like, you could drink a ton of Topo Chicos out on a summer event, a ton of High Noons. Hell, I'd drink a ton of Bud Light seltzers, but I would not drink a ton of those White Claws for that film reason you
Not
mentioned.
that, yeah. I haven't had a White Claw in a while, I think.
Likewise.
And yeah, coming back to it it's not great. So I think I'll stick with Topo Chicos. I feel like they're the same price as like Bud Light seltzers and
Totally.
White Claws.
Totally.
So why not? Again, their margarita pack is delicious.
Hey, maybe another time, another drink for another day, Nicholas.
Hey, I'm glad we're back off the wagon after our NA episode last month.
It feels good to be drinking alcohol again with you, Nick.
Yep.
And we're going to have some more tonight. Perhaps a segment will have snuck its way into this episode. But we're going to have some more tonight at the Kenny Show, and I can't wait for it.
It'll be fun. No Shoes Nation.
Yes. Till next time.
Take a fresh sip. I'm going to take a sip of black cherry Bud Light Seltzer from Roth, F something of section 113. I'm sitting here staring at the Seahawks Ring of Honor, just seething.
It's a piss poor Ring of Honor, folks. Jim Zorn is in it. Matt Hasselbeck.
Well, he was a coach, right, and a quarterback.
He was the coach.
All right, I've given the sip.
Okay.
It's solid. I mean, you still taste that artificial sweetness from the sucralose. To compare, I have the Bud Light Seltzer Mango, which is free of sucralose. It does have less than 1 gram of sugar in it. And the taste is a little more easy to palate, I think.
Mango's easy to palate.
Mango's easier to palate.
This is a flavor burst, Nicholas.
Bud Light Cherry does have a flavor burst. But man goes down well, does that mango. Come on. We're about 30 minutes out from Kenny. That's all. Signing off for now.
And reporting in from No Shoes Nation, sitting next to Nick. I'm having a Bud Light Seltzer. This is a flavor burst version here at the concert. We just saw the opener with Zach Brown Band. He did a pretty good job. A little bit of a strange thing where there's some strange shit. But it was good. This is more vivid of flavor. They clearly put more flavor juice in it. Oh, I got some nachos. I got nachos caught in my throat. Apart from that, that's about what I thought. You can't smell the fart. I'll tell you that much right here, right now. I just came from the bathroom between the concerts, and there's something vile in there. Vile. Here, I wouldn't upgrade it past High Noon by any means, but I'd give it like a slight boost. Oh my God, there's a dog running around on the stage. They got a dog on the stage, folks. Okay, that's it from me. Bud Light Seltzer. That's it.